Hello, people. Welcome to another episode of Ralph Trimaine Show. I'm Ralph.
I go by Trimaine.
And it's about that time again for some good old college football. So we got a round table again to discuss what's going to happen this year. We'll let everybody introduce themselves.
You already know, it's Juke, the resident sports analyst for the Ralph Trimaine Show.
Mr. Steal Your Stats.
Brad, also known as this guy B-Rad.
What video number is Brad?
I have no idea. I lost count. I'm in the teens though.
Like number 9.
It's not like that.
I think it might be close. Double digits. We'll see.
All right, man. Go with your first question.
My first question is, I guess we'll start off with conference outlooks. I guess who do you think's gonna win each conference, and let's go from there.
In the SEC, this is gonna be tough, but for some reason, I'm gonna pick LSU to come out of the SEC. I picked them to beat South Carolina in the SEC championship game. I got Oklahoma winning the Big 12, and I got Stanford winning the Pac-10. And I got Florida State winning the ACC, and I got Nebraska winning the not Nebraska, I'm sorry. I got Wisconsin winning the Big 10. That's all the major conferences. We don't care about the Big East. Brad?
I'm very similar with Ralph in this. I got LSU winning the SEC championship. I got them beating South Carolina as well. I've got Oregon winning the Pac-10. I've got Oklahoma winning the big, whatever you want to call them now. And then I've got Wisconsin also winning in the Big Ten, and Florida State in the ACC.
You don't give up the Big East?
I kind of have a similar answer to them. I got Florida State winning the ACC. I have Oklahoma winning the Big 12. I got Wisconsin winning the Big 10. I have Oregon winning the Pac-10, and I have Alabama winning the SEC.
What? Get out of here. They beating.
I don't believe it.
Who you got them beating?
Who I got them beating?
Yeah.
South Carolina in the
So everybody's high
championship.
Who you got, Dwayne?
Well, I'm not really a college football aficionado like you guys.
Okay.
I use that big word, but SEC, I'm gonna go with Alabama win the SEC. Let's see, Pac-10, I got Oregon win the Pac-10. ACC, Florida State, shout out to Chris Oles.
Got Florida State with it. Florida State.
What other divisions are there? I'm not really a college football person.
Big 12.
Big 12. I guess I'll go with Nebraska.
Missouri.
They're in the Big 10 now.
Nebraska's not Nebraska.
Well, I got Nebraska win the Big 10. Who's in the Big 12 then?
Texas, Oklahoma State.
Texas.
I don't like Oklahoma. I'll go with Oklahoma. In the Big East, I'll go with Louisville.
I have no idea.
Funny, man. You funny.
I guess
I got South Florida winning the Big East.
West Virginia.
I also have South Florida winning the Big East as well.
I forgot about South
Man,
Florida.
who's gonna win the Mountain West?
Is that a shot?
Boise.
They got no competition.
Mountain West don't
Boise.
count, so we're not talking about it.
Yeah, Boise.
Shout out to Patrick.
Boise or bust?
Yeah,
Shout out
it's gonna be Boise and bus again. Yeah,
What's next, man?
I'll be driving the bus again this year.
The next question is, I guess we're gonna go out of order a little bit, but since it's the topic right now, you think college athletes should be paid? Who wants to start on that topic?
Man, in all honesty, I feel like they should be, but in a way, it's a really gonna help things because it's gonna be pay for play. Whoever can come up with the most money is gonna gets the best players. So all the rich schools is gonna be getting the teams.
Like Auburn.
I don't think players should be paid, but getting like incentives and gifts and stuff like that, I don't think that should be punishable. I think that stuff should be allowed. Like if you go, and visit wherever, you get a phone or whatever, that should be fine. And if you take something, they hold those as more regard and more punishable than a normal academic person taking something. So I mean, it should be a little more fair. They should at least get some kind of incentive, but not necessarily money.
I'm kind of with Brad halfway. I don't see anything wrong with incentives or getting gifts or whatever from people. If people want to give you gifts, I don't see why the NCAA has to police that. I kind of think that the players should get some kind of money. The only problem is that, kind of like Ralph said, the schools with the most money are going to have huge recruiting advantages, and plus the other sports are going to kind of complain about it as well because they're going to feel like their athletes should get money as well. So you kind of run into a little problem there. But as far as college football players getting paid, I think they should be because they generate the most money for their schools at some schools. But I think they should get some money.
I just don't think they should get in trouble for that stuff.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, I just don't think they should get in trouble for getting stuff.
Yeah, you shouldn't get in trouble for getting gifts. Just because somebody wants to give you a gift, you shouldn't get in trouble for that. No.
Shouldn't. What's the big deal about getting a gift? You can't do nothing with it. You sell your jerseys, then you should be. Who cares? It's your jersey.
Exactly.
I agree with that too.
I agree. I'm gonna have to agree with those sentiments that you guys gave out. I'll go to the next question. As you know, SEC has been in the title game the last 5 years?
5 in a row.
5 in a row. You guys think there's gonna be another SEC representative in the title game? I mean, don't give me your prediction, but it's just, do you think there's gonna be one in the title game?
I do. I mean, it kind of has to be. I mean, if you win the SEC, you should. I mean, I'm not saying it should be automatic, but on one of all the SEC teams, I think should always make it. In my opinion.
I think this possibly might be the first year in a while that it doesn't happen, but this is the SEC. You can't count anything out in that conference. We're beast every year. So.
Definitely always a possibility that there could be another team that could make it, but I see potentially 3 teams that could possibly win the SEC and play for a national championship this year. So I think there will be another SEC team in the championship. No, they are not one.
I got a question. Why do you guys think the SEC always dominates national championship games?
It's a good question. I mean, I guess, I don't know, it's kind of hard to pinpoint because it always seems like SEC is always getting the bigger, stronger, and faster players. They do have the I guess the exposure because they do have the ESPN deal or whatever, but I mean, none of that stuff really matters to me. I guess, I don't know, it's just really kind of hard to explain. It's just the brand of football that they play just seems to be so much better than anywhere else. And when other teams come to play an SEC team, when they go get to a bowl game and play an SEC team, they just can't match up. Why? Don't ask me. It just seems to be that way.
I think it has a lot to do with the recruiting too. They know how to recruit the athletes and the players, and they know how to coach them. But defense, they hit you in the mouth. I mean, Auburn's defense last year, let's not kid ourselves. It was not that good in the regular season, but did you see how they played against Oregon? I mean,
You're sick.
They just stepped up.
Well,
That's how it goes.
when you outweigh everybody at the position by 40 pounds, you go into
So did Wisconsin against TCU. We saw how that one went. But anyway, and also I just think. I don't know. I just think the defense is the key. I had another thought, but I just lost it. So.
I agree. I think it's the defensive offensive line in the SEC is just another animal. That's what I think is the physicality that they have is just you can't prepare for that in over a month. If you get a month of time, you can't prepare to play that physical. Especially teams like Oklahoma and Oregon, they're more finesse. They're not ready for that physicality, and it just wears them down. Because if you think about it, the last couple of years, the first half they compete, and the second half that's when they really blow them out. So physicality takes a toll on them.
I got one more thing. And I think it is like a mental chokehold. I think the team comes into the game thinking, all right, we've got to beat this team. They win every year. They can't keep winning, and they just overthink things.
So Ohio State, though.
They just don't match up, like Kurt said earlier. They just don't match up for some reason. So.
What you got next week?
But just to add that point, I think out of all the championship games I don't watch with the SEC teams, and I think Oregon played the best against the SEC teams. Honestly, I think they actually matched up with you guys for the most part. Even though Auburn was a more dominant team, Oregon still had a chance to win that game.
Yeah,
so. I watched that game like 50 times, and Auburn missed. We could have won by more points than that,
but they didn't.
We missed a couple easy touchdowns because Cam short on one, he overthrew one. That's 14 points right there.
A win's a win. So
but I'll take the win either way. Shout out to wait, damn, what's the kicker name again? I'm about to shout out kicker out. I forgot his name. Shout out to West Byron, man. Love you, man.
I was about to say.
West Byron, my hero.
Oh no, I think you about to shout out Nico.
West Byron, my hero, man.
I guess since I know it's early, but I guess we can go ahead and do some Iron Bowl. We'll talk about the Iron Bowl a little bit. I know everybody looks forward to the game anyways. It doesn't matter the record, obviously.
As an Auburn fan, y'all can tell, all I've been hearing is Alabama fans talking about how bad they're going to beat Auburn this year. They're going to beat them by 30, 40, whatever. Shut us out. Trent Richardson got a poster up in his dorm room saying 28-27, never again.
Yeah.
Like I'm scared of that. But once again, you never can tell with the Iron Bowl. The favorites doesn't always win. So I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? Injuries play a factor. Who knows if everybody's gonna be healthy? I mean, I'm gonna pick Auburn to win regardless. That's what I do. But it's not gonna be a blowout. It hardly ever is, except for 2 years ago. We ain't gonna talk about it.
Let's not kid ourselves. Alabama has an NFL defense this year. They're going to be sick. They do have questions on the offensive side of the ball. We'll see how that pans out. Like Trimaine says, way early. We don't know what's going to happen. But ever since Gus Malzahn has been the OC at Auburn, they do put up points and they do score. So I do think it's not going to be a rout one way or the other. But I think we'll be able to hang with Alabama for most part, and it's at home, so that's always a good thing.
We're gonna run that double reverse against them.
It's way early. We'll get into that later.
Well, it's kind of 2-on-1 here, but Iron Bowl is always competitive. But looking at the Iron Bowl this year, like Ralph said, you gotta injuries do play a part, so you don't know what's gonna happen 12, 13 weeks from now, or actually like 14, 15 weeks from now. But Alabama does have probably the best defensive unit in the nation on paper right now. They probably have the best group of linebackers, quite possibly have the best group of defensive backs in the nation right now.
Upshot to the Packers.
But you never know. It's always competitive. It's going to be a close game. It's at Auburn, so you know they're going to be fired up there. So I mean, I guess we'll make those predictions when the time comes.
I'm just saying, Gus, we trust. So we'll see.
Nah, that's all I say, man. What Eagle, man?
I mean, I'm not really a fan of Alabama or Auburn, but
he hates Auburn, man.
I wouldn't say I hate Auburn. I just didn't like game. But I mean, it's kind of the playing field's kind of leveled out now that you guys don't have them anymore. And I think Alabama's gonna win the game. But the next topic is awards. I guess the main one we do is the Heisman, so that's the main one really. So, you guys any Heisman predictions? I'm gonna go ahead and say, what's the quarterback for what's it again?
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore. I'm gonna say he finally gets it this year. Yeah, I think he deserves it, honestly.
Actually, I had Kellen Moore. I'm thinking about Kellen Moore winning it because I mean, I don't know if he has enough weapons to get it done. Now I don't know who their wide receivers are, who he gonna be throwing it to. I know they got a good running back.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with the obvious pick, and I'm gonna say Andrew Luck gonna win.
I got a question real quick.
I mean, everybody wants to win it anyway, so I think
I got a question real quick. I mean, if y'all played the new NCAA football game, why does Michael James got dreads on that game?
Yeah, they had a new thing this year where they had to make a lot of the players with dreads for some reason. I don't know. That's what they said. They don't want players to look similar to what they really look like.
Maybe it's just me.
That's what they were saying.
Maybe it's just me. I just wanted to ask that.
So you do get dreads. I watched them for week number 3.
So was Toro Freeman on Auburn. He's like the baldest dude I've ever seen. But anyway. We're talking about Heisman, okay.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore, I think he's done great every year, and this would be the year for him to win when he doesn't have as many weapons as he usually does. And if he still can put up those numbers, and he doesn't have to put up the same numbers. I mean, that's hard to do every year, but
offensive.
Kicker.
I like the dude. He's a good kid, and I felt bad. I did feel a little bit bad to him what happened last year because it wasn't his fault. But anyway, I'm gonna go with EJ Manuel from Florida State. I mean, it's way early. Heisman can have anything, but I just think he's going to have a great season. And I don't know. And their schedule's soft, ACC, soft conference. So, but we'll see. Well, Michael James, I think, will still be up there too.
So Florida State. You guys do?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's like 5 guys you could.
Mike Dyer?
That you could. No, he's not one. That you could, say they could potentially win it.
Every Blake.
Throw something out there. I'm gonna go with Andrew Luck from Stanford, just because.
This guy's offensive back.
Yeah, he's quite possibly the best quarterback in the nation right now.
The Peyton Manning of the Pac-10.
But that's just what I'm gonna say for now. It'll definitely change before the season's up.
Snakes.
The next one is conference outlooks. Well, not conference outlooks, but conference expansion. What do you guys think about like all the Texas A&M to the SEC and just expansion in general? You think it's gonna become just mega conferences throughout the whole college football? What do you guys think?
I guess money-wise, it might make sense, but to me, I think that's kind of dumb because it's gonna take away a lot of the great rivalries that there is in the nation. Because Texas A&M Auburn or Texas A&M Alabama or something like that, that doesn't do anything for me because that's just I'm not cool with that. If you ask me, I think we should keep it as it is.
Yeah, I mean, what happens happens. We can't really control it, and you know, I like it how it is now. It fits. We got some not so good football teams, but are good in baseball and basketball that make up for that. I mean, it goes. You know, it's not just for football. Everybody looks at it as a football thing. It's for all sports, so you gotta look at it that way too. But if it does go to the mega conferences, that will come to the point where we have a playoff system, and that would be pretty cool. But what happens happens, and we'll see how that goes.
Playoffs.
Yeah, mega conference. That's the only real positive thing that can come out of it is a playoff. I love the way it is right now with all the conferences. It's just gonna cause like mass confusion. Basically, you're gonna have to put teams in different divisions. You're gonna have to drop teams that you would usually play every year from your schedule. It's just, me personally, I don't see the point, but then again, I'm not behind the scenes, working the business side of it, so I don't know what they have in mind, but I personally don't like it. So
I got one more thing. And if an A&M does leave, come to like SEC, you can still play Texas and Texas A&M every year, but it just doesn't mean as much because it's not in the conference, so it doesn't mean much for the conference. But
the bowl games might get messed up too, and everybody loves bowl games. The experience of a bowl game is different. It really is.
I mean, I know everybody doesn't like.
Because you got conference tie-ins, and if you have 4 mega conferences, how are you going to decide what teams go to what bowl games? You're just going to randomly pick. So
because you do have the
a lot of things you got to think about.
You want to go to the Carmike Bowl?
I know a lot of people don't like the BCS, but I mean, it's not the worst system.
I didn't like it in 04, but I liked it last year.
Like crazy.
Be honest with you.
Okay, before we get to our title predictions, y'all got any other, not title predictions, but I have 2 more questions actually. Y'all have anything y'all want to add real quick? Okay, my next question is, before we do our title predictions, do you have a certain team that can sneak up into the title picture if, say, Oklahoma or Alabama loses, or Boise, or anybody in the top 10? Or
my surprise team is Wisconsin. After they got that Wilson quarterback, they should have went to Auburn though, but Wisconsin's schedule kind of sets up like Auburn was last year. Only one real tough road game, and that's at Ohio State. That's not really that tough of a game. Everything else comes home, if I'm not mistaken. They got a good running game, quarterback's good, defense is solid. So I think Wisconsin's a team that you might have to watch out for.
I like to look at Arkansas. I think from what we saw at Tyler Wilson last year, we think that he's going to be I think he's going to be a really good quarterback. They do have to navigate through probably the toughest division in college football. But if they do it, I don't see any reason why they, let me rephrase that. Huh?
Even though they lost now, David?
Yeah, even though they lost him, they do play a wide open offense. So, anybody can step in and, I guess, replace a running back in that offense. It's the kind of offense that they play. So, and they do have probably the best group of wide receivers in the nation as well. So, but yeah, Arkansas would be my surprise team if I had to pick one.
And Tyler Wilson can flat out spin the ball. Okay, he will be in the NFL. He's a stud. And I know he lit up Auburn last year. Everybody did, but he's going to be good anyway.
Where's he going to go? Where's he going to go? Going to Green Bay, ain't he?
No, we're going to pick him up.
But I like Arkansas too. Now I think Niles Davis is a lot better than some people are giving him credit for. They did great last year, but like Kurt said, their wide receiver depth is crazy. So it's all about how their defense plays. I do like Arkansas. I think Wisconsin is another team, like Ralph said. I like that team a lot. They're going to be good. But I want to look at South Carolina. I think they have a legitimate shot. I know it's the SEC and it's tough, but I think they have a chance that they could sneak in there and play.
What about them Gators?
How about that?
Yours?
What about the new coaches that are around? What do you think Will Muschamp's going to do down there in Florida? And who else changed? Who else got a new coach? Anybody else got new coaches? A big name school? And I know what about Jim Harbaugh getting replaced? You think they got?
They'll be just fine. Yeah, he's a good assistant. He'll be a good coach. I can't remember his name, but he'll be a good coach.
I saw him on first 10.
Just give Muschamp a couple of years, but you gotta give him a little bit of time.
you think there's a coach that's on the hot seat that's got to win this year or is gonna get the boot? I think coach at Georgia, Mark Riggs,
he's the obvious answer.
He was definitely
he
on the
gotta,
hot seat
if
last
he don't
year.
make a good a New Year's bowl this year, I think he's gonna get the boot.
And they should have a much better team than last year. They underachieved last year anyway, but he was on the hot seat last year. He's definitely on the hot seat this year.
Mark Riggs. He's the obvious answer. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anybody else who may be on the hot seat. So Mark
Kertis
Riggs.
Eckerson,
Jim
Arizona
Trust.
State
Oh wait,
might be
never mind.
Oh yeah, he's not.
Hey, Coach Chisney on the hot seat though.
Uh-oh.
All right, what's next?
Well, real quick, my team that can sneak up into the title game. I think of all the years that they could actually make the title game, and people wouldn't mind them getting there, is Boise. I know they're not really a surprise or anything like that, but of all the years, this would be the year to make sense, in my opinion. So I think if the dominoes fall, I think they have a chance to get to the title game. I don't think they'll win it. I think if they played Oregon, I think that'd be a good game to watch. I'd actually watch that game. But other than that, that's all I gotta say. I want to see Oregon and Boise. I'm gonna shock y'all with my championship prediction.
What's the one game that you're looking forward to see this year the most? Of all the good games that's coming out this year, what's the one game you want to see?
My must-see game is LSU Alabama, because I think the winner of that game probably wins the national championship. They're going to win the West. The winner of that game is going to win the West, and I think the winner of that game is going to win the national championship. So that's my must-see game for the season.
Of course, you got all the SEC matchups. Those are the best games ever. But I'm just going to go with that Week 1 match. I love the Oregon-LSU game. I want to see how that turns out. I'm so curious how Oregon's offense can go against that LSU defense. It's going to be fun.
I want to see Auburn play Utah State. I can't wait to see Oklahoma versus Florida State, because I feel like Oklahoma's, you know what they're going to do. They're going to lose that one game that they should win, and I'm high on Florida State. I feel like if Florida State wins that game, they're probably going to run the
I
table.
don't necessarily think Oklahoma should.
So that's the game I want to see.
I want to see Miami versus NCAA. That's what I want to see. That's gonna be a good game.
I want to see Miami versus Ohio State.
But that would have been a good game to see that again after last year with those two quarterbacks.
Oh, I got one more. What's the one upset that could happen this year? Like a potential upset.
The death penalty.
Like a team that
Potential upset?
Yeah. Like I had to look at the Penn State. Penn State upset Alabama in Happy Valley.
I don't think
it's gonna happen. I think the Big Ten plays over history. The Big Ten has proven that they don't match up well at all with SEC teams. You saw what Alabama did to Michigan State last year. Michigan State was probably the second best team in the Big Ten last year.
Killed them.
They beat them like 50. So
if Boise beats Georgia, is that an upset?
Well, that's what I was going to ask, because they're ranked higher. But what would it be as an SEC team against that?
I guess whether ranked, it wouldn't be an upset, but I think over the whole if you look at the big picture, I think it is an upset, because the SEC is the conference of all conferences, and Boise State is a team that most people feel should never play in the national championship game because of the schedule that they play. If they come to Atlanta and beat Georgia, I don't think there's anything that you can say, regardless if it's one game or not. I don't think you can say anything bad about a Boise team going to Atlanta and beating a Georgia team. They do play in the SEC, so I mean, they're not Vanderbilt.
I think maybe A&M over a team like Oklahoma could be a potential upset, something like that. A&M's going to be one of those teams to watch out. They're going to be under the radar, but they got a great running game. They just got to play some defense. That's the question.
Another upset that I see possibly happening this year, Oklahoma does go to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is a much better team this year.
We saw how that game went last year.
I think watch out for that game. Yep. Oklahoma State upsetting Oklahoma at the end of the year.
So Oklahoma getting upset's a popular pick, so we'll see how that goes.
I'll go with South Florida beat Notre Dame in Week 1. That's just me.
I don't really know if that's.
I don't know if that's an upset, but I'm just saying watch out for that.
I'm not gonna
Notre Dame is ranked, so I don't know how good they are. But
all right, what's next?
I can't do my upset.
Oh, what else is
I got Troy beating Arkansas. That's gonna be a big upset. That might be the other way around. We might score more points than we did last year. That was a massacre. Remember that game last year? Oh, that was horrible. But I really ain't got no upsets. As far as games, I look forward to seeing again. I want to see the Oregon game, Iron Bowl. I want to see that as always. That's about it.
I forgot. I got Alabama and them coming out swag. Go Bulldogs.
His one semester.
Yeah, I mean two man.
I didn't know that Armani Edwards dude went to the Panthers. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That was last year.
He plays for the Panthers. It was a wide receiver, so that's pretty
Cam
interesting.
Newton throw a pass out there to him.
He didn't know what to do when he caught it. You see that? Quarterback to quarterback.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Who could be that Cam Newton of this year? Who could be that Cam Newton that comes out of nowhere? That, you know, I mean, nobody would expect Cam to do what he did besides me. Who could be that guy?
I'll start this one.
Of course you expected it.
Well, the guy who I said has a chance to win the Heisman, EJ Manuel. I think he's an athletic freak, and I like Florida State's schedule, so I think he could be that guy this year. We'll see though.
I have nobody. I don't think
You can't predict
nobody.
stuff
You
like
can't. It's kind of hard to predict stuff like that. You can't really duplicate what Cam Newton did last year. There's gonna be somebody that we don't know come into the spotlight, but as far as having the impact that Cam Newton had last year, I don't really see that happening from anybody. So.
I think Trevor Reed's gonna come out of nowhere and do good.
It's Trevon Reed.
Trevon Reed, whatever the dude name is.
I don't know his name.
And watch out for Jordan Jefferson. I think he can be better than what people think.
Nope.
Jordan Jefferson.
I think it's defensive bust for LSU.
All right, what else?
I don't really have one. I just think Darren Thomas is gonna play better than he did last year. I think he's gonna. He was good. He was got play better.
Yeah, he's got a lot. He's got to play really good then because he did a heck of a job.
He didn't play that good in the championship game. How about that? I want them to
I
win.
don't think anybody really played good except for Nick Fair.
Yeah, he already
Just so I can sit here in this video and clown about Auburn. That's
Oh,
the only thing I want.
I know. Hey, man, Kertis. Did Michael Dyer down in that game, man? In that championship game, he was down.
Yeah, he was down.
He was down. See, I
Of course he was.
Yeah,
He was down.
Us an Alabama fan
he's
talking to
Down.
it too.
How was he down? How was he down?
I can't remember. He's like his wrist.
I don't know. He was just down.
His wrist was down. I think his wrist is part of the hand, so he
He was down. Okay.
Yeah,
If
his
that's
wrist,
down, then he was. But
forearm,
that's not.
his forearm makes you down, so something like that. Yeah, I
I
can't
just want to
remember.
make sure.
I can't remember the argument I made about it last year, but yeah, I made a real big argument about it.
So West Byron was still getting kicked.
You ready for? I guess we're just gonna do the national championship predictions. Who wants to start first?
I'll go first.
Let the host.
That's championship.
Let the host.
Oh, my next championship pick is LSU versus Florida State. I'm picking that. I'm picking LSU to come out. The SEC. I'm high on Florida State, and if this does happen, I'm going to root for SEC because I will root for SEC. But
Sorry, Chris.
as of right now, Chris O's, man, I'm running with you, Chris O's. I got Florida State winning that championship, man. I feel like their schedule was kind of like another one that's kind of like Auburn's. All their hard games are at home. They don't really have a road game that I think that it's going to be difficult. I don't know if they play Tech at home or even if they play Tech. So I'm going Florida State to win that championship. We're going to win it. Chris O's, Florida State Seminoles. Oh, my man.
Okay, I got two predictions. I got a dream scenario and my realistic scenario. My realistic scenario, I know Oklahoma's going to probably lose a game. If they don't lose to Florida State, they're probably going to lose to somebody eventually. They always do. So my prediction is Oregon and Alabama. I actually want to see that game. But my dream scenario is ASU and Boise.
Verify which
Is
ASU.
that Alabama State?
No, that's not. That's Arizona State.
Arizona State.
They're gonna shock the world. Remember, and if they do,
Arizona
we see
State,
this
who?
video, Arizona State and Boise. That'd be a good game. I watched that. And the only reason they're gonna make the championship game is because of the
Hey,
uniforms.
real quick, can you name a player on the Arizona State? Real
They got
quick?
new uniforms. They don't
They
matter.
got a 6'8" quarterback.
Gotcha.
Oh, if we doing dream scenarios, and I'm picking Auburn to repeat and play Stanford.
Well, I'm with Ralph. I'm high on Florida State. They're gonna beat Oklahoma this year at home. They're gonna run the table. But I'm rolling with Oregon to beat LSU week 1, and they're gonna run the table, and they're gonna beat Florida State national title. They're gonna get it done this year. They didn't get it last year, but Oregon over FSU this year.
That'd be a good game though. I watched that.
I actually agree with Trimaine on this one. I have Oregon beating LSU in week 1. I have Alabama running the table. Oregon's also going to run the table because there's nobody in Pac-10 that can beat them. So I have Alabama and Oregon in my national championship game.
Winning.
Alabama.
I got Alabama winning too.
Alabama wins.
I forgot to ask y'all, who's the most overrated team in the top 10? I'll tell you the truth, straight up. I think Oregon's overrated. That's just me. I know they got the running back, the quarterback, but who else they got? I mean, they got talent, but to me, I think Oregon's a little overrated. I think the defense not gonna be that good. That's just my opinion.
Oklahoma, because they're overrated every year.
I guess I'd say I was never high on Florida State at all last year. I told everybody that Florida State was as overrated as they could possibly be, and they proved me right.
Boys are good, bro, man.
Hey, boys was good. Okay? So if I had to go with anybody, a lot of people are high on Florida State. I don't know. I have to see it from my own eyes, but just going off of what I think I know, I'm gonna say Florida State.
I'm gonna have to agree with that.
Well, he's gonna be starting the whole season this year. We don't know what Mayo's gonna do. I'm high on him, but we'll see. That's what's fun about college football.
Who you say already?
Florida State.
Florida State.
That's about it. Guess we'll go ahead and go around the table for shout-outs. I guess I'm gonna say the best for last. I'll let Ralph go.
I'll let y'all go first. We'll let the gents go first. Shout-outs.
Shout out to Ralph Trimaine. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to Brad. Shout out to my sister Latrice, my brother Birdman.
Birdman.
Rex, man. Mr. 100.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's what I call him.
Slaying them now.
Yeah, you know. Just shout out to everybody that watched the show. Show them two guys. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. So yeah, shout out to Goose Kid.
Album coming soon.
You know,
Free Gooch.
Be rad.
Of course, you guys are always great putting this together. It's always fun. I look forward to this all the time.
Who's your favorite host of the show?
I like Ralph.
I like
And Kertis, man, he knows his stuff. It's always fun to do stuff like this with him. My friend Grant, Patrick P20. Sorry about your loss, man. Still praying for you, but hang in there. My friend Tyler and my coworkers. That's all I got.
Like I always, first and foremost, shout out to my nigga Shay. Shout out to all the Auburn fans out there, my boy Ty, Mario, Shanina, Lindsay, B-Rad, everybody who rolls with the War Eagle. Huh? I know I'm a War Eagle fan.
7 wins this year? 7?
I don't know.
8-5. That's with
we're going to go 8-5
our
this year.
bowl.
And we're going to win Iron Bowl, so you can book it.
If we win the Iron Bowl, then we're
1,500 yards this year. Shout out to all the fans of the show. Shout out to Leia and Barb's and Brittany Layer and everybody who messed with us. Shout out to Rex too. Keep it 100.
Man, I got one more I gotta do. Shout out to Kelsey. She's gonna be real mad if I don't say her name. So shout out to you.
Made the video. How she made the video?
He's got jokes. Okay, got jokes. Shout out to Brad. Shout out to Kertis. Shout out to Mr. 100 Rex. We tried to get you in this one too, but you were cutting hair.
Oh, my bad.
That's what he said.
Shout out to Trey Brown, but nigga, your name Dominique.
Yeah, he's home by the way. Just let you know. But shout out to Chantel, Chantarian, everybody that loves me on Facebook. I'm taking the crown as the funniest person on Facebook. Just want to let y'all know. I am the funniest person on Facebook, man. The streets voted. I won.
The streets voted for that.
Exactly. So on that note, TMI, TFI till I die, and that stands for the movement of the faded ink. Just in case. So get with it. And I'm out.